Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here. We have the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. Now, because of all the heavy rain and storms that is headed our way, county workers and road crews will be doing their best to keep you safe and keep those roads clear. Now, in Benton County, Jay Frazier, the administrator of public service, says if you see a flooded road, your best option is to turn around, even if you think it's safe. Now, you have no idea if the water may have washed the road away underneath.
We ask the folks in the county to do is be patient with us, number one, because most generally our guys are out and have them blocked off. But if you see it and you don't see barricades or tape up, please give the road department a call.
Now, if you do see any flooded roads when the rain and storms roll in later today, you can report that by calling 911 or the road department right there in your county. All right, let's check in with meteorologist Zach Scott, because Zach, they're getting ready for this rain because it is on its way.
Yeah, and that again is going to be one of the top threats, Joe, that's going to impact everybody. Everybody's going to get around to some heavy rain, especially by late afternoon, through the evening, overnight, into early Friday morning. We're all going to get the rain. So we're going to have a chance for severe weather across all the 5 countries. Some areas just have a greater chance. We're talking about areas south of I-40 have that greatest chance from I-40 through the Ouachitas to see some of those stronger storms. We're talking about damaging hail, large hail possible over the size of golf balls, maybe up to tennis ball size hail. That'll certainly be possible down in this area. Damaging wind gusts 60 to 80 miles per hour and the potential for a few tornadoes. All of those things near south of I-40 have the better shot for that. Northwest Arkansas, heavy rain, the potential for a few hailstorms to move through. That's mainly the top threats that we're watching for. Again, best chances for that as we go through the afternoon into the evening hours. Again, damaging wind threat, tornado threat. It's really there for the I-40 corridor, I-40 and Northwest Arkansas having the chance to see a few hailstorms today. And then again, we're also looking at everybody under the gun for potentially some very heavy rainfall leading to some flooding out there. We have that flood watch out for the entire area for 2 to 4 inches of rainfall, or locally higher amounts where we could see 5 to 6 inches of rain. It's going to be possible in some spots, especially down towards the south. The rain could be even a little bit heavier down here and could pack a little bit more of a punch where you could get some of those higher totals. But even Northwest Arkansas, a few areas over 4 inches, certainly going to be possible if it plays out like it looks like it could. And again, there's going to be a lot of moisture in the air. Watching a batch of some showers for the mid to late morning hours, mainly north of I-40, east central Oklahoma, moving into northeast Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas. These areas right here, best chance for a earlier day shower and thunderstorm. There will be the potential for any thunderstorms that get going mid-late morning, early afternoon in northwest Arkansas to have some hail mixed in, so we'll want to watch that. And then as we go later in the afternoon into the evening, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, that's when the rain chances and thunderstorm chances start to really ramp up for eastern Oklahoma, pushing towards and into western and northwestern Arkansas. And you notice the difference with the thunderstorms down towards the south, definitely showing up a little brighter, looking a little bit more intense because, again, the atmosphere is just going to have a little bit more energy, a little bit more juice for the storms to potentially tap into. And that's what we're always talking about. Are the ingredients there? Yes, they're there. That's why you notice the thunderstorms a little bit stronger off towards the south. You still get the yellows, the orange, the heavy rain, some gusty winds, some lightning, the potential for a few hailstorms across northwest Arkansas. The heavy rain is going to continue to slowly shift off towards the east as we go through the evening, the overnight, even into Friday morning. The chance for some lingering showers, big, large storm system lifting to the northeast, wraparound moisture. We're going to have to watch it. And still, even the higher elevations in northwest Arkansas may see a few snowflakes mix in as we get into early tomorrow morning. But we're really focused on the severe threat and the threat for the flooding concerns out there. Again, 2 to 4 inches across the area. It looks like a good bet. And again, that's coming down in a short amount of time. You're talking about late afternoon, evening, into the overnight. And again, some locally higher amounts will be possible to mix in. All right, Joe, we're going to be watching it the weekend. Not looking too bad. Moving into the 60s, 70s with some sunshine. Everybody's got the eyes on that after the stormy weather later today.
All right, thanks so much, Zach. We have the weekend to look forward to here. All right, in the Arkansas State Legislature, the heavily debated Arkansas Learns bill passed through a House committee. The bill would reshape education in Arkansas for years to come, and now goes to the full House of Representatives for a vote. Now, in the past few days, hundreds of Arkansans have shown up to raise concerns they have about the Learns Act during a public comment period. That bill was introduced last week and spans dozens of topics that have been both intensely supported and also criticized. That includes raising minimum teacher pay to $50,000 a year and a plan to provide state vouchers for private schools. Supporters of the bill say they hope to schedule a vote on the bill next Wednesday in the House. And the Benton County Quorum Court voting to hold a special election on annual dues for Beaver Lakes Volunteer Fire Department. If this passes, annual dues for each home and business increase from $150 to $200, and that would start next year. The dues will also be collected along with property taxes. Voters in the area served by the fire department head to the polls May 9th. And a major U.S. drug maker now pledging to cut prices on insulin. Eli Lilly says it will give more patients access to a price cap to fill those prescriptions. Prices will be cut by as much as 70% for the most commonly prescribed types of insulin by the fourth quarter of this year. Now, patient advocates say the promise will provide relief for diabetics nationwide who have been paying as much as $274 a vial. And in Bentonville, Crystal Bridges, the North Forest has once again come to life. The Listening Forest is returning for the museum's spring season. Now, this video here was captured last year of the outdoor nighttime experience. Organizers promise visitors a bit more interactive exhibits this time around, and it will be opened last night. And a first for the Natural State, a communication program looking to give those with nonverbal autism a voice. 5 News reporter Jose Carranza introduces us to the therapist and one patient who can now follow his dreams.
Emily Vernon is an occupational therapist that spent 6 years in Oklahoma with the Griffin Promise Autism Clinic.
And we have family and friends and have a deep connection to Fort Smith, and so we decided to move back when the opportunity came.
The Autism Clinic offers Spelling to Communicate, or S2C, for those with nonverbal autism. The program uses boards with sets of letters.
Allows the brain not to be overwhelmed with the next set of boards.
They were one of the first in Oklahoma to use the program, and now she's bringing it to Arkansas, where it'll also be a first.
S2C is just another component of giving the individual who's non-speaking an opportunity to show the world what is inside them that they just can't release. Because speech is all motor, and they have that disconnect between the motor and the cognition.
We're really trying to shift this paradigm.
Tori Morton is the lead speech pathologist for the clinic located in Broken Arrow. Today, she's the partner of Jake Wright, who can now follow big dreams because of the program.
They were teaching me my ABCs, and cognitively, I was planning to be a neuropsychologist.
The program has actually helped therapists recognize impulsive behaviors. For Jake, that was plugging his ears.
Before spelling, of course, was that things were too loud. He was, too sensitive to things. But now he's told her that, really now it's just a habit. And so he's actually asked us when he does it to remind him.
And as Morton explains it, this finally gives kids like Jake a voice after being the best listener in the room.
I could only learn, so that's what I did. I can include myself and do things that I also enjoy. My mom is my rock, and she finally knows me.
But of course, he's still a kid.
If I can skip school, I'm down.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Jose Carranza, 5 News.
And for those interested, Vernon says you can start by going to the griffinpromise.com. That's where you'll find a link to apply for their S2C program that they mentioned. Vernon's office is located at the First United Methodist Church. That's on 15th Street in Fort Smith. Well, that's your top headlines and top weather on this Thursday. Make sure to catch up with us again tomorrow right here for more of the latest. Have a great day.